We have our first look at Amazing Defenders. I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I'm super hyped for this. Not crazy waifu material, but there's a lot of awesome potential behind this set. Give a quick shout out to this bundle. This will be going up Friday on Market Watch at 6 a.m. EST. If you are interested in picking this up, I will have a pre-link down below so you guys can go ahead and bookmark this, but be ready. It is 2 field centers and this amazing mat all in one bundle. And don't worry, if you don't want the playmat, I will actually have a bundle for just the field centers here up separately at that time as well. Alright, let's check out that new set. I think 30% of you guys have not smashed the ever-loving crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up the 100K ladder here. Well, first of all, Amazing Defenders is been announced here, and this is going to be the next set for the basic side sets, as we tend to get every year. Now, these side sets, we got Labyrinth, Exo Sisters, Rune, which we don't quite have, Evil Twins. These side sets are either very notorious for being heavy hitters and giant impacts, or the themes can flop menacingly. We've seen that before, but the interesting thing was Sky Strikers actually came from a side set way back in the day, so ever since that happened, expectations have been off the charts for these side sets. So we don't have anything too crazy to really work off of just yet for the Amazing Defender stuff, but when they give me base art, I absolutely love the chance to kind of speculate and see what's going on with these. So the first one we have here is Race, read as Rescue Ace. That's gonna, I actually wonder how bad they're going to butcher that in English, because that's just a monstrosity right there. But maybe we'll just read it as Rescue Ace. A righteous ace monster that bravely stands up to any and all threats. Now, looking at this artwork here, you can definitely tell that this is a combination of some things here. Now, most famously, you can probably bet your butt that this is probably going to be a machine water monster. We haven't seen a lot of machine water monsters in like the grand scheme of like Yu-Gi-Oh's card design, actually. I know it's something that you can explore, but it's not something too crazy here. You can definitely tell, like I said, that this is, I'm almost wondering if this will be a fusion theme set here, because you have what appears to be this little guy right here in the front that kind of feels like he's, I want to say like jacked in Mega Man style, like powered in here with this. It almost kind of makes it look like, between like the little placing of these here and this, it almost kind of looks like multiple faces built into this in terms of its thing. I wonder if this could also be a synchro monster in terms of combination things, but I'm kind of wondering if that's a combination like 3 faces here. Obviously, like this part feels like it's more powered in for this. Now, back on the topic of this being a potential monster for machine water. We haven't really seen a lot of combination for that, though the background tells me that this could be fire, but I kind of have a feeling that we're not going to go down that path. Most of these themes tend to have some sort of combination. You know, there's always like a theme that's dedicated to synchro, a theme that's dedicated to fusion. Like I said, this could be, contact fusing and so forth. But the fact that this mentions a righteous monster that bravely stands up against any and all threats. Also, the fact that this also feels very much like a Machina type monster, or even like an Infinitrack at the end of the day. I do feel like they probably called up the Infinitrack artist and was like, hey, can you come over here? We need you to work on some new content for us. And you know what? I'll give it to them. But like I said, if you're expecting anything like, Infinitrack, like being Exceed, I definitely think this will be fusion based. I do like the idea of this potentially being something that could reduce damage, though. Because typically you've seen like how water can basically dissipate certain situations, and if this effect is like, oh, destroy an opponent's monster, you take half damage for the rest of this turn or something like that, then I'd be down with that. I think that would be a pretty cool effect to have on a boss monster, but we just got a fire truck here on wheels. So I do hope they do use more of the contact fusion aspect of things. Like, these machine themes do just combine them together more into Megazord things, but for this being your boss monster, interesting. Now, this next one here is, this is interesting. Puri, an Exceed monster that grows when it receives love. Now, hold up here for a second. You're telling me that the Melfi people came over here and said, you know what, we're going to need to commission a new art piece by you. If you're telling me that this isn't actually a Melfi monster, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really, this is called Puri, and it's a stupid Exceed monster. First of all, the fact that this is an Exceed monster scares me, because when we were looking at the Exosister stuff originally, they hit us with a powerful Exceed monster, which, I mean, Mikhail's was a very, very powerful monster on the initial set release for this, yeah, sure, but when it receives love, what kind of mechanic can you do to that? Like, I don't think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Can fundamentally do something else like, yeah, I guess, like, love. Like, increasing levels, putting counters on things. I guess you could go down the counter feel of this, but, like, you're just gonna make players not want to play this theme. Like, imagine, oh my god, you can exceed someone using this card if it has 3 heart counters on it, you know, or 3 level counters. That just sounds like a terrible mechanic at the end of the day. But if this is supposed to be our boss monster and they're not even emphasizing really too much about the theme, it's just straight out telling you, if you give this monster love, it'll be a loyal servant to you. Oh man, I hate to see what the rest of the theme is going to be. I also am wondering if this is going to be a beast or a dragon. That's like my real concern here, because when you look at this art, it definitely feels very dog-dragon feel. Probably more towards the dragon side of things. You gotta love generic dragon support, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also wondering what level that this would be, because this definitely feels like a rank 4 kind of card, or maybe a rank 7. If they do make this a generic rank 7 support, well, you know, the entire pipeline of rank 7s, you know, that just kind of went up, the Abulsus Mind Hacker, and the rest of that stuff, it kind of makes you wonder what this will do. But please, Konami, don't actually take that counter initiative for this set, because if I have to start distributing love counters to my monsters, that means you're going to have to give me ways to get multiple monsters on the field very quickly, and I don't think that that's going to be a very good thing. Like, unless the cards literally say special summon from your hand and place X number of counters, if that's what you're actually going to go with, or maybe it could just be a increase a level. I think that would be a little bit better. Patch your monster on ahead, congratulations, it gained 2 levels. It's way more realistic to me, instead of doing something else a little bit off-putting there. But I do like the idea behind this. I'm glad to see that the Melfi artist got called back up for, you know, some big old dragons. And the last big theme here is a young maiden that serves kami in Shinto, a ritual monster that advents through a mysterious dance. We'll talk about this in a second here. Mikan is Japanese for orange, and considering the art, which does show orange on her regalia, there's a non-zero chance that this doesn't get localized as Praekidius. This name literally means August and Noble Spirit Medium. First of all, in terms of looking at this art, yeah, I kind of see this. Actually, Yu-Gi-Oh! Really hasn't explored, like, the concept of regalia too much, actually. I'd actually... I don't know actually how I feel about having a ritual archetype that would involve equips. Like, you kind of got to ask yourself at the end of the day here, oh, big old stinky. Like, we already know that equips are one of the worst archetypes in the entire game's history. And, you know, in very little aspirations do they ever actually get the chance to show up and be relevant. But if you're going to make an entire ritual archetype, that imagine when this card is ritual summon, you know, equip this and this, 2 different equip spell cards from your deck to your hand or your graveyard, you got to ask yourself, well, those equip cards better be gosh darn good generic cards. Though, something really cool that they could put into the... You could make it so you could actually tribute ritual equips. Actually, that's something you guys know. We've already done attack points ritual, but imagine if they make this ritual theme, if you control these 2 cards, tribute them to special summon this monster. That wouldn't be a super competitive theme, but to be honest with you, that would be one of the coolest mechanics that they could do in terms of, like, exploring regalia items. You know, these little creatures that possess these items. Basically the ability to summon them via the items. I don't know. I like cool, crazy ideas like that. And I think that would open up some doors in terms of really diversity and cool ideas. But outside of that, fully for this set, I can definitely tell that they called back in some of the more famous artists and wanted to do some retrains on some of the stuff. I mean, literally, Infinitrack, Melfi. And I actually don't know what this artist would really be from. But the fact that you have Ritual, Exceed, and I'm not sure what this theme's going to do. I'm very curious to know. I'm hoping that this is going to be the best of the themes here, but knowing Konami, it's probably going to end up being this. Looks at the Ritual support and goes, it better be generic, or, it's not going to really work out. But what do you guys think so far? Please, if you comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.